All right, check this out. You guys are back on the Hater World and on Blue Devil. What we have going on today is a video that I saw on Instagram and that caught my attention. Right away, I saw an old sloppy, uh, you know, how can I say, the leader of the crabs in the bucket mentality, aka old washed up Cholo speaking nonsense. And right away, I had to come look for the video. Now, I won't say right away. I ate back there. I did something on the computer, got some work done. Then I came to go look for it. Right. The video is titled "Sonny Boy was not cool with American Cholo challenging Tyga because he is not Mexican." You know, shout out to the boy Alex Alonso. He doing his due diligence and he out there, doing big things. Listen, he is part of the culture, has been part of the culture, and actually I would consider a historian of the culture, right? But before we get into this video here, to those that are new to the hater world, make sure you go over, hit the subscribe button. It's right there. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. Don't be one of these crabs in the bucket and support the homie. You already know that all it does is return tenfold. You support the homie and the homie supports you. That's the way it works. If you push me down, I'll push you down too. Which one do you want? You choose, right? Salute to all the day one. Salute to all the new subscribers. We've been getting a lot of subscribers lately. Everything looks like it's going back to normal. So salute to everybody that's pulling up. And to those that don't know, today you're gonna find out. We got two other pages. One of them is Hater World Uncensored. We go live every day from 8 p.m. to 10. And if you don't catch the lives, the very next day we post the clips. So either or, go over there, show some love. And we got another page, Blue Devil Reactions. On Blue Devil Reactions, I have a few videos out right now, gang documentaries. The life and story of Diablo from Banning, Cam 13, the life and story of Conejo from Westside Harpies, Shia LaBeouf from Westside Harpies. Go over there and check that channel out. It's way different from what we have going on here. I actually like it better. Also, we got an Instagram page that's been blowing up right now. It is called Hater World Media. Go over there, follow if you haven't. I don't run the page. We have the team that runs it, and they post news daily. You might see yourself on there. Who knows? Hater World Media. Now, if you want to get at me directly and hit me up for some business, go to my Instagram, The Hater World. Very simple. Everything is The Hater World. Other than that, if it doesn't say The Hater World, it's probably an imposter. Check this out. With all that being said and nothing else to be said, let's watch this video of the leader of the crabs in the bucket mentality, Mr. Sonny Boy. Let's give him a round of applause real quick. His contribution to Chicano rap has been him sitting in front of a fish tank, just running his mouth. From what I've seen and everything that I've seen, he needs to just leave the internet alone. You know when they say take the phone from your uncle? That's the uncle. Let's watch this video.
What your opinion was on that Tyga video, Ay Caramba, because I remember American Cholo made a big deal about it. He was able to get him to take it down. How did you feel as a Mexican, the imagery and the stereotypes that he had in that video, Tyga?
It didn't bug me. The reason it didn't bug me is we do stuff. We got people, our youngsters running around sagging their pants, saying the N-word, taking from your culture. So why are we going to cry about a song it really doesn't matter? I didn't even think the song was good. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. So I really didn't care about it. It's like,
First of all, let me say this. The people that he said are taken from his culture are part of the culture. Those Mexicans that intermingle with those blacks intermingle cultures. They live together. I don't mean in the same bedroom. I mean on the same block, in the same radius. They grow up with the same culture. This is not 1960. This is not 1959. This is not segregation anymore, my boy. The homies from South Los, South Central, because I know them, they speak with the N word all the time. And I don't want to say all of them, right? The homies from Compton, I know a bunch of them, also speak like that. Go and tell them that they stealing what they grew up knowing. They gonna tell you, take your Pachuco ass back to 1945. That's what they gonna tell you. This is the new age. Either you get with it or you get ran over. I don't know why people don't understand that. I wouldn't consider it stealing for the simple fact that these homies are growing up within that culture. It's just like you got blacks that say certain words that I don't want to say belong, but words that are, within the Hispanic culture. It goes both ways. Simple and plain. Let's go.
Okay, so you clowned on us. So what? Somebody else is gonna clown on you. It's just part of it is. That's L.A. This is what we do in L.A.
Yeah.
That's why there's never gonna be a correlation between the blacks and the browns. Because what's good for the geese is not good for the gander in the scene. It's just not gonna happen. We're not the type. And I'm gonna be completely honest. And like I said, people might not like what I said. But one of our biggest gripe as older guys is that the blacks will cry about certain things that we won't cry about. That we're going to keep our mouth shut about it. We might not like it, but we're going to keep our mouth shut about it. And some blacks are more boisterous than others. Not all blacks. Some blacks are more boisterous than others. Just like there's some Latinos that are more boisterous on our end. It's the same thing. But from my generation and what I grew up, it was always just keep your mouth shut.
Now, what if
See what I mean? He said it right there. His generation. That's where he got it confused. Very simple. Get with the times or just be quiet. Things will never be like they used to be, ever, for anything in life. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a sports team, whether it's... Do I hear an echo? You know what I mean, right? Things will never be the same, ever. You can try and mold them back to how they were, but it's never going to get there. So all you can do is work with what you have and make it better, right? That's it. So all the people that are always like, back in my day, this, and this, bro, listen, we not back in your day. We in today's time, right? And saying back in your days ain't gonna fix nothing. It don't work like that no more. Let's go.
a Mexican rapper did a video where he had black
I bet you know what, I want to throw him on the bus, but I know who he's talking about. Before he even goes there, I haven't watched this.
stereotypes in it, you know, let's say fried chicken,
I thought it was. Hold on. I thought he was talking about that one record of that artist I had up here that was really racial. My bad.
And I could imagine a whole lot of blacks would be in an uproar.
Yeah,
Facts.
it would be a backlash. It would be more of a backlash than what happened with this.
But I think Gil felt the same way, you know, but in this time it's the other way around. It's a black rapper, Tyga, making fun of Mexican stereotypes, you know, the burrito, the taco, the fat dude, the low riding. I could see how some people thought it was offensive.
Okay, well, if I felt that way, it would be a different way. Gil feeling that way, it shouldn't be the same way because he's not Mexican.
That's true. I was going to ask that. I didn't want to keep talking about him, but just in general, a Central American, you know, let's say he's Honduran, but let's just...
Right.
He said, Gil, don't... Why do I hear this fucking echo? Where's this echo coming from? Hello? 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 Yo. All right, I don't know. Gil's not allowed to feel disrespected because he's not all the way 100% Mexican? That's what he said? I guess Gil don't eat burritos? Gil don't like lowriders? Gil never been with a hyena that's Mexican before? Like, what do you mean? And now people are gonna be like, well, that means that anybody that eats burritos can feel offended. No, but Gil is sort of from our culture, whether you like it or not. You know, he is part of the culture, my boy. Not only is he part of the Southside culture, but he grew up with the homies. And to tell you the truth, I'll put it to you like this: when you are young, you don't go around asking your friends and your homies, hey, fool, are you a Guatemalteco? Or you a Salvadoreño, Puerto Riqueño? What are you? Because right now, I can't hang out with you if you're not Mexicano. We don't do that, homie. We accept everybody like they accept us. What is it with all these crybabies on the damn internet? Voicing their opinion like it means something. Let's go.
It could be a Salvi, someone from Guatemala, Honduras, but they're in the culture.
Facts.
To some degree, they're accepted by their Mexican peers.
Yeah, they're accepted. That ain't the point. The point is, okay, Tyga made a video about Mexicans, right? Getting the clown on.
First of all, we don't know who he made a video about. Listen, because burritos were flying, don't mean it was from Mexicans. Because there was lowriders hopping, it don't mean it was from Mexicans. All right? I got a homeboy that's Salvadoreño, and that fool owns a gang of lowriders. Why he can't feel offended? Why can't he feel offended? Because he's not Mexicans. Mexicans own lowriders or what? Mexicans own burritos and tacos? Yeah, that's food within our culture, but we own the shit? Damn.
Okay. So you let a Mexican deal with it. If he feels offended by it, let a Mexican deal with it. We don't need anybody else from a different community to come into my community and try to regulate and tell us how we're supposed to feel.
This motherfucker is sick in the head, my boy. This motherfucker is sick in the head. So, the shot callers that are not Mexican, do you tell them get the fuck out of my community because you're not Mexican? Do you? Let me know. I'm going to sit here and wait. Because I known homeboys that you go to jail and they might have the pod, right? Or the block. And they're white Southsiders, you know. Or another race, I don't know, Salvadoreño Southsider. And they got the block. Do you go up to them and tell them, hey, my boy, we don't need outsiders to dictate my Mexicans gangs politics? You fucking sound slow, I swear to God. This is what, you know when Boozy said, you know when he said they're filled with hatred? This is what that is. This is what that is. Hatred. Doesn't even make sense at this point. Doesn't even make sense at this point. Let me tell you what I see. I see a man that's mad because he's not involved. That's what I see. I see a person that's angry because he's not involved. That's what I see. I'll tell you like this. I'm 100% Mexican. My family dates back to Mexico and Mexico only. I could trace that shit back 4 or 5 generations. Right? And I'm glad we got somebody like American Cholo to speak up for the people. I'm not worried about what race he is or what background he got. I'm not worried about that. I'm just glad we finally got somebody that's stepping up to the plate and doing it right. And I don't even know him. I don't even know him, but the little bit that I've seen, he holds everyone accountable. You guys remember what he did with Mr. Criminal in that Torta song? I was happy he did that. And I'll tell you why. Because if he could hold his own people accountable, he could hold everyone else accountable. He's not being biased. We needed a voice. So I don't understand where all the hate comes from. If you don't like the movement, create your own movement and say it's for Mexicans only, and then you're going to see all the backlash you get from all the outside homies that are like, who the Mexicans only? You're causing division, my boy. Now, whatever goes on in Mexico and down there and all that extra shit of the borders, bro, listen, we not over there. We right here in LA. And in LA, all the raza is one. Don't let this fat clown fool you. And motherfuckers gonna say I'm fat. I'm not that fat, homie. I'm not. I don't got wrinkles in my head like that. What has this guy done to be interviewed besides making us look retarded on a black man show? Explain to me, please. Listen, like I said, I'm glad we got somebody like Gil that's out there doing it. Not only is he speaking up for what's right and wrong, but at the same time, you see his setup, his studio. He's doing things. He has homies up there. He's doing positive movements, turkey giveaways. What is this clown doing besides running his mouth about, oh, you're not Mexican and I'm hurt because I'm not on your show anymore? Embarrassing.
Because I met a lot of people that didn't feel the way he felt. And like I said, the fame gets to your head, so it's more about clout than it was about what was right and wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think it's difficult when you're a Central American living in, Southern California, dealing with Latino issues, because most of the Latino issues in Southern California are going to be Mexican based.
Yeah, right.
So you either need to be embraced by the Mexicans, or like you said, let a Mexican take the lead. But I don't know if a lot of people.
Let a Mexican take the lead. All right, Fatso. We want to see you in charge. Number one you're going to do is get rid of that fish tank that makes all that noise. Get rid of the fish tank that makes all that noise and get some equipment going, and let's see what you got going on. That's simple. Let's see. He ain't going to do it. He ain't going to do it. He ain't going to do it. So if you're not going to have a solution, why have an excuse? When people come up to me like, hey, we got to do this, or you got a solution for it? No. Then get the fuck out of here and come back when you do. Same thing. Stop talking. You should have went up there with a solution. You know what? We're not rocking with American Cholo, so we got this. This is what we're doing now. All the Mexicanos are going to follow me. But you don't. So you're just talking. And we all know that talking means nothing.
Issue about that, him not really being Mexican. Most people assume he's Mexican, but does it really matter at the end of the day?
To me, it does.
Okay.
And to a lot of other people, it does.
But
there was an issue with him speaking up for raza issues. He has a thing about George Lopez. He had a thing about Duno, saying that Duno wasn't Mexican enough, that George Lopez is not Mexican enough or doing enough for the Mexican people.
This guy is just mad that American Cholo is not Mexican. That's all it is. That's all it is. He feels like his people are being called out, in which Mr. Criminal not Mexican. Tyga not Mexican. I said, I hope he calls me out when I mess up. Shit, I want to see me on the big stage. Blue Devil. What kind of headlines can I see about me? Blue Devil's fat ass never runs on the treadmill. All he eats is tortas. I could see some shit like that. That shit'll motivate me. Like, fuck. All right, cool. Let me get on the treadmill real quick. That way I'll be eating the torta while I'm on the treadmill or the bike. Like, come on, bro. Like, listen. I've said it on the previous video that I did today. Most cholos don't want to be called out on nothing. They feel that their gangster surpasses anything. Oh, I'm a gangster, so can't nobody call me out. Oh, I'm a gangster. I'm a Southsider, so I'm going to call that dude, make him take it down. He going to have to, because my gangster surpasses what he got going on. No, it don't. Business and the gangsters don't mix, all right? Business, gangster. They don't mix. They don't mix. Look what happened to Suge Knight. And we can keep going. We can name a gang of people. They don't mix. They don't mix. At this point, if I can give American Cholo some advice, it's ignore all this shit and just work. You know? I mean, call it out. Do your thing. Call it out, right? Call it out, but don't indulge in what this guy has to say, because he's not part of the solution. He's part of the problem.
Not up for him to decide. He's not Mexican. He doesn't know how we feel. He's Honduran. There's difference. There's different communities. So anybody, a Salvi, Guatemalan, and they'll come in and say, "Oh well, this for the Mexicans." Wow, how do you know we're not Mexican enough? You're not Mexican.
He does have a point there. It's way different, but when you grow up, right, in Cali, right, when you grow up, I'm talking about growing up, bro. You're a kid, and you go to the same school as a Mexicano, and you go to the same school as a black guy, and you go to the same school as a white guy. You are no longer growing up 100% Salvadoreño, Guatemalteco. No, now you're growing up 100% Cali, the melting pot. All right. Now, the people that grow up in El Salvador and the people that grow up in Mexico, they grow up totally different. Totally different. I know because I got a homeboy, my homeboy Pelon. Shout out to my boy Pelon. We grew up together, and he is Salvadoreño. And we grew up together. Now he back in El Salvador because his dumbass got deported. But, while he was out here growing up with me, I didn't look at him like, hey, fool, you're a Salvadoreño, so don't speak up for me. Nah, homie, like, we had the same likes, dislikes. Like, everything was the same because we were growing up Cali-based. As this guy right here, when was the last time he went to Mexico? Ask him. He probably don't even speak Spanish, my boy. You know how many Mexicans are out here right now that don't even speak Spanish? That ain't never went to the motherland? They can't go back? They're probably born there and brought here and never been back. Come on.
I don't know how we feel. We have our own. We don't need anybody to step in. See, that's a big thing with me. It's always been, I don't need another group to come in and speak for us. We can speak for ourselves. If we have an issue with something, Mexicans will speak for themselves. We don't need anybody else. And then not just Gil, but just anybody in general that wants to come up and say, well, it's us and let's say the blacks, right? And the Mexicans and the blacks are sticking, a black comes up and says, oh, we're speaking up for the Mexican. No, you're not. Because
you can't compare the blacks with the listen, I'm gonna cut this because este pinche gordo ya dice puras pendejadas que ya ni quiero escuchar porque este güey, he's probably a no sabo kid. Listen, he don't like Gil. That's simple. Maybe one day I won't like him either. But that don't mean that I'm going to change my outlook. I tell people all the time, when people disrespect their ex-homies, I'll be like, oh, so he was cool when you kicked it with him, but now that you're not kicking it with him, he a lame? So he wasn't a lame back then, he's only a lame now? Nah, fool. It's you that's the lame. That's the way it is. And listen, this video is not intended to back nobody up or make nobody look good. I really don't care. If for some reason, somebody feels offended, oh well. I don't care. I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to tell you how I feel on my side of the spectrum of how I'm interacting and watching this video. I'm not here to make you feel any other type of way except the way you decide to feel. That's simple. Don't call me. Don't text me. I'm not picking up your call. I'm not going to remove no thumbnail. I'm not going to bleep nothing out. You feel how you want to feel. I'm a professional and I'm doing what I want to do. That's simple. Now, listen, I salute all the people that are working and grinding and people that are doing something and having a positive impact on whatever it is. But I have not seen anything from this guy that makes me feel like ever since he left the podcast, the American Cholo podcast, he has done anything. It's been years and he hasn't done anything. Anything to help anybody, any kind of input, nothing. So, in all true reality, get out the way, sir. Get out the way. Get out the motherfucking way. I'm a Mexican and I don't feel offended. I'm glad somebody is finally speaking up for me. That's simple. Salute to all my Mexicanos. Salute to all my Latinos, Hispanics, Chicanos, whatever you want to call it. If that's the case, Chicanos aren't Mexican. Chicanos aren't Mexican. Mexican is 100% Mexicano. A Chicano is not Mexican. Listen, that's why I don't like talking about this shit, because this shit is boring. It's retarded. And It's just always the old folks like this that are always talking out the side of their neck. It's the old folks. It's the old folks that are confusing the youngsters. They always confuse the youngsters. You know. But listen, we're gonna kill this video. We're laying call it a day. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Once again, go over to Hater World Uncensored tonight at 8 p.m. till 10. We'll probably watch this video, react to it. There's a video out right now of uh, all Chicano rappers are crybabies and Adam 22 disrespecting C-Mac with a transmission or a transformer or a brake fluid. You go watch that video, show some love, comment down below. Let me know. Let me know if you agree with Fatso or if you agree with me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, it's cool. I ain't tripping. Shit, I've been wrong a gang of times. But I'll take my L's. You know, I love the L's. You know. But other than that, I'm gonna kill this video. We'll end call it a day. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Once again, I'm Blue Devil. It's been a Hater World production, and we out.